And welcome to another episode of Who Gives a Hoot? We got the gang here, all of us, for a real fun time. Got Braden, John, Kyle, and me, Luke. Uh, so let's talk some news. Um, we're recording this on Thursday after our season opener. So we had a little bit of news. Considering Shido was not in the lineup last night, it seems as though he may be out for an injury for at least 25 days. As we signed Council Bluffs native, former Lewis Central uh, keeper, and Inter Miami 2 player, Cole, and I'm forgetting his last name. Jensen. Like the tires.
Yeah, you get that one.
Yeah. Yep. So we're going to assume Shido is out for a little bit since it wasn't announced a season-ending injury, but he was not on the bench, didn't appear to travel. So hopefully wherever Shido is doing his rehab for whatever it is Shido has, it's going well and he can come back soon. On that note, it sounds like we've heard tell there may be another roster change coming up that will be announced by the time this is released. Don't know who, don't know what, but there were some notable absences on our 18. Be interesting to see how that happens. I'm missing anything else news-wise?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Straight to the fun stuff.
Yep. It was not our best game.
You could tell it was the first game of the season in a lot of ways.
Yes. Yes, you could. For 30 minutes, we looked good. A lot of possession. We were some good shots on goal. Their defense was very good. Pollock did a lot of fouling. A lot of fouling.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it. And it was after that point, was it 33rd minute? Where everything started to go wrong.
We were at least forcing corner kicks in the game. It was kind of old hat for us. Just even if we aren't putting the ball on the target, we're getting the chances where we can run on set pieces where we've been great the last year and a half.
And it was without Gallardo starting to see who was stepping up to take corner kicks.
Which was Schneider, who is one of our big threats now, especially without Dolabella, right? He scored a header in the final.
But he only took them from the left side.
Yeah.
He only took them from the left side. Charlie Ostrom took them from the right side.
Yeah. But it was also Ostrom's tended to be a little bit shorter play, whereas Schneider's, I mean, he put it well clear. We actually had somebody at the back post and it went over him. On at least the one I remember. But he's definitely, if he can hone that in, I think he'll be a real danger getting it right in the mix.
But I'd still rather have him in the middle of the box.
Oh, I've 100%. But if we don't have Joe as an option, I would be more than happy having Schneider do it.
Which I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but it did look like one of the reasons maybe Joe didn't start. I don't know if it was just the piece fitting in, whatever it may be, but he did have a mask on when he did come on. So don't know if he's recovering from something as well.
Yeah, I wonder if that just means he didn't have 90-minute legs yet. That's if you're going to make a sub with him, play him in the second half.
mean, if he's out fighting crime all night and forgets to take his mask off, I wouldn't start him either. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a weird one considering how integral Joe has been. Marco, who's also been an armband wearer in 24 season, not starting was an interesting one there.
I mean, the big thing, playing a back four.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. We have enough defenders.
And it seemed like we had so we had our back four with Coleman and Malone in the middle. We had Ostrom and Akoff. Then we had Schneider and Martinez kind of sitting in the middle with Knapp. I guess we started Wamry up top and then Amish and Gomez on the wings. So I don't know if generally like that Knapp position would be pulled out. The wings would be a bit tighter. Wing backs would be able to bomb forward more. And I guess in the preview, we talked about the wing backs, and there were some dangerous moments, but I wonder if that caused an issue because they couldn't get as far forward because they were having more defensive responsibilities.
Yeah, Dion was getting pulled out of position a lot as well. I didn't see him as an impact on the wing as much as I did as more of like center defender or like a center mid, which like he's good in that role, but keeping that's a very wide field. Having us stay wide throughout the course of the game, I think would have given us a lot more opportunity to open up their defense. And I think we compacted a little bit too much after that first goal, which I really wish we'd had VAR in this. The rewatch on that, it's close. It's very close to whether that's offsides on that. Granted, Chile getting caught out, way out. I think there was first game of the regular season jitters there, not trusting his defenders. No, I think that gap would have been closed if he'd stayed closer into the net. Ostrom would have been back, or Malone would have been back to close that distance, and it was not a good start to the season.
I wonder how much of that was also not remembering how far away from the net he was, given that he probably never played there before. He probably only traveled there before, and you could tell a few minutes even into the game we were struggling with the lines. Now, after a couple of minutes, you've got to get over it. It's the field you're playing on. You should be able to adjust. And that goal was late enough in the first half to where that probably was not a factor. At least it should not have been.
Yeah, because I mean that was what 33rd minute, 34th minute, somewhere there.
Yeah, it was after a half hour.
Yeah, and getting used to where it's at. I mean, it's just a big purple blob where it's at. There's not easy marking if you are tracking back there of how much distance you're at, whereas you might be able to on an actual grass pitch or on something that doesn't have, just that massive non-grass color. But overall, I think the lines were faint, which, it's been said by our team that they have a hard time playing on football fields just because, the lines are more difficult to track. It makes them second guess more, which slows it down. But these were very faint lines. So it's not an excuse, but I think it definitely affected where our guys' heads were at when getting the ball out wide.
So I mean, and then after that first goal, we just, I think because of what the first goal was, it really shook us. Like we just fell apart.
Combine that with I was just to combine that with giving up a second goal right before the half. The worst thing you can do is give up a second goal right before halftime.
Yeah, but even then, Greenville weren't going forward at all in those first 30 minutes, and then immediately after kickoff, they just boom, boom, boom started making so many different forays into our box. Like it just their confidence wasn't there until they got that goal either.
Oh, like 100%. It was almost a night and day change on where their energy was at. Like we were pressing, we were getting in corners. Like we were in the final 18 so much in that first 30 minutes, and that goal comes, they get just everything changes. They get the second before half, which again on the rewatch, it wasn't savable, but I think a VAR check would have had it offsides. I don't think it was able to be, like, the linesman, I don't think would have been able to tell just based on where it's at.
Greenville only had 2 players that were 2 starters that averaged their position being across midfield.
Yeah. What was it? Castro got 2 of their goals.
And Zakowski got that second one.
Yeah. Evan Lee was actually the second player.
So, yeah, we went into half down 2. Like, we still had a little bit of fight in us, and then come back.
Very, very quickly stumped out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we made Gallardo came on at half.
Yeah.
Did we make any other subs there?
No, Gallardo was the only one at half.
Yeah, which Gallardo's good at setting the tone, but the tone was already set. Like by 50th minute, we're down 3-0, and all hope was gone. We played 40 minutes of very boring, defensive, weak soccer.
Like there were attempts. We were trying to get it forward, but it just didn't seem like any real impetus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was, the attempts weren't give a damn attempts. They were, this is my job. Like that is the best way I can phrase it, is I'm doing my job to try and shoot on goal rather than I'm trying to actually score a goal.
Because I was gonna try and see who else got in. It was
Prosper subbed in.
Prosper did sub in. Ryan Jiba subbed in for Dion, I think, later.
Bronick came in.
I
think they came at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was later on.
Yeah. Dion being the like most seasoned of our remaining players on the team out there, made sense for the armband, but I think there were a lot of times where could have had better conversations with the ref on the consistent fouling in the first 30 minutes that he just wasn't having. I don't know if that was like what was going on there, but I feel like we
could just be distance from the plays too, because he's so far back and they were kind of fouling us more further upfield.
Yeah. Like I definitely would have liked to have seen more conversations with the ref early to like point out that it's consistent fouling by one player on their side. Might have ended up with a card that would have changed the way it was going early on, but after later on in the game just wasn't worth it. We were dead by the 55th minute.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any post-mortem thoughts? Anything that stood out?
It's the first game of the season, so it's not going to define. And I have to say, going back to the first 30 minutes of what I was able to catch here and there, it looked good. It's just, I don't think this going to be our final formation. I don't think this is going to be our set in stone lineup for sure. And knowing how we are overall the last 2 years with Dom, especially after losses like this, we're pretty good about not so much getting back to top form, but showing that there's more to us than just, oh, we're going to take a 3-0 thrashing like that. So,
yeah. No, I mean, I definitely say that's accurate. Like I mean, my score prediction was right, just not the right way.
Echoing on that, I wonder how many players last night were basically asked to fill in roles that they aren't expected to fill in for most of the season and haven't been training for. Because with Marco not playing, don't know why. With Joe not being able to start, I wonder if that that forced 3 guys around play a role that they weren't expecting to play, and especially with it being the first game of the season, you have rust already as it is.
Mhm.
Everything just compounds.
Yeah, I mean, the guys that are returning didn't get as long of an off season as normally would, playing till mid-November or early-ish November. They're whether they kept up as much. This season, we're starting week earlier than we have in the past.
I think we played second week of March before.
Yeah.
I think we even played at home second week before.
I didn't think of this.
Caniglia
I
with
didn't
the
think
snow was around then.
14th, but I haven't gone back and looked to see when we started. It's just my attempting to remember.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I will give us some props for that I noticed early, and I even noticed later when we were still a little bit dead, that we were still somewhat doing nicely, was we had some really good passing sequences. Like one touch, pass, no dribble in between, no other touch in between. That did cut Greenville open at times, and then we just weren't able to do much with it from there. But it's like some pieces I'm starting to see. It's just that, yeah, we weren't able to put anything together, and by the time we might have had a chance, we were just dead, right?
Yeah, like there were some, especially Coleman, on those. Like he had some good long passes that just cut through their midfield, and then it just didn't come to fruition because their defense shut us down, or we got fouled, or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
But it was. The passing definitely stood out to me as though it's something we've worked on more.
We just need to work on finishing now.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Next game we have coming up is Open Cup. That Thursday in Colorado.
Just west of Denver.
Yeah. What are they even called?
Is it Flatirons FC or SC? I have seen both.
It is FC, I believe, at least according to their Twitter/Instagram handle, I believe. But let me quick check. But it is Flatirons, regardless.
And they play in Golden.
Yeah.
Are they sponsored by Coors?
I think this is a scenario where they're playing at a time when they normally don't play, so they're trying to find a field. Well, not trying to find. They do. They have one. We know what we're playing.
It's on a college campus is where they're playing.
So it'll be turf out there. Probably where they play during the summer as well.
The Federation just announced broadcasting, so it's going to be on the Federation's YouTube channel for the first 2 rounds. We all kind of expected that.
Yeah. Travel for this one, and Dom loves to train in Omaha before we go. I don't like that when we go to altitude.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that
guess
sounds about right.
to that NOCO doubleheader last. We lose the first game probably because we traveled night before, didn't get acclimated, and then win the second one. And like there are a lot of other things going on there, but acclimation to higher altitude, different climate, all of that this time of year can definitely play a role.
Just because NOCO's out of the league doesn't mean we're not going to deal with that again. New Mexico United away is going to be similar. You're like 5,000 feet elevation, I think, in Albuquerque.
Are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
around that.
Well, and then we got to deal with host.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 5,300.
Yeah.
Yep.
For Albuquerque.
So
Right.
that's what I definitely need to be keeping an eye on, is how the team is traveling, when the team is traveling to get to those higher. If we're going to a higher elevation squad, or somewhere where it's a longer flight, getting there more than just the night before, I think is better. It's more cost to the team, but at the same time, your attendance is better if you win. Your merch sales are better if you win.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the very least, it's going to be a decent match for them to at least get some more competition under the belt. I'm not going to say that, oh, it's a USL 2 side, we should breeze past them. Clearly, we don't just do, they can beat any professional team.
Yep.
I like having a
but-
week off. I like not
Yeah,
having
Yeah.
I like having a week off. I like having the week after it off. It's
Mhm.
they should treat this like a normal league game.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at our schedule is actually pretty nice for the next while, because we only have one game a week or week and a half in between, because we have a lot of midweek games and stuff coming up too. So even if we keep playing in the Open Cup, like if we did win and got to the second round, it still would just be like a week between games for us.
Yeah.
That big gap in the schedule in April, is that where the second round of the Open Cup would hypothetically fit?
Yes.
Okay, so
so,
in
yeah.
between Richmond and New Mexico.
No, actually, I think it'd be the sorry, let me double check the schedule here. I think it's
I would hope so.
actually, yeah, and unless it's literally the week, it might be the week after Tormenta. That might be second round is week after Tormenta. It's either second or third round is between Richmond and New Mexico.
Okay. But yeah, no, if we decide to play this kind of like we did Massachusetts last year in the Open Cup, I'd be okay with that. Let's put out like our strongest lineup. Let's have a decent amount of subs going through. Let's just go out there, score some goals, get some confidence.
Treat it like a league game. I think John
Yeah.
said it best. It's like we don't have a game that week. Put your best lineup out there that's available and give it everything. It's more than a scrimmage. So, and it's against the side that's taking it probably more seriously than we are.
Especially coming off of the game that we just had, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to try and get your morale boosted, and if that means
It's tone.
yeah, and if that means playing your best lineup, and whatever happens, like maybe you win, maybe you don't, right? But you would hope that you would win and set that tone. Yeah.
Oh, piece of news we forgot. We have a kit.
Yeah, I
We
guess
have
we
one
do.
kit. Well, two
Yeah,
if you
we
count
have
the
one-
keeper kit. We have
Yeah,
two
we got-
kits.
Keeper kit looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they continued the purple with the owl eyebrows, but they added eyes this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It
the
does
away
seem
kit-
to be a mixed response to the other.
Yeah. It looks like a chain link fence, or as some people have put it, the fence that minor league baseball has up. So it's like you're watching a game with Union Omaha. The iron spikes, cool. No, that's definitely a neat homage, but there are better ways to do it.
They should
would've-
not wear white shorts with those tops.
Oh.
They
I
should
don't think we
wear. I honestly don't. I honestly would try gray shorts with those tops. I wouldn't try black because
Yeah.
then it's too much black with an accent on a white kit.
Yeah.
The gray, I would then kind of like accentuate the black a little more on
Volt
the kit.
shorts.
Which
Return of Volt shorts.
Volt shorts. Oh. You know what?
What
We pulled it off
Stick to it.
once.
Yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely different short pairing there. Would have been a better option. Wouldn't have changed how we played. We just would have looked cooler in losing.
first time we've ever lost in Greenville.
Yeah.
First time we've ever
Right.
lost in Greenville. First time we've ever lost a season opener.
Yep.
Any other first for this game?
It's definitely not the first 3-0.
Not the
Yeah.
first 3-0.
That matched the worst league loss we've ever had.
Okay,
Which
so
I
tied.
think we've had it. Was it just Lexington, or were there other people that we've lost 3-0 to?
We lost to Charlotte 3-0 in the same season.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we've lost 4-1 though. I don't remember if there has been a time we have. But I know 3 goals is like the difference that we've. Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like MLS sides are the only ones that have pulled more than 3 on us.
Yeah, those are the only sides that have scored more for us, and that was St. Louis and Kansas City.
No.
Kansas City, the first
Missouri
time.
team.
That's second.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. The
Uh,
second, we were 60 seconds away from going to penalties.
And who knows? SKC didn't put their first team in this year, did they?
No, it's the 2 team. They're playing Des Moines.
It's
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's the team and the two teams' former coaches playing against them.
That is an interesting one because Des Moines is always known for bringing in like a star signing. This time they've got like 7.
Oh, they do? I've only heard of the one.
No,
Bradley Wright-
they've done like the entire like rollout with the announcements, making it look like backyard soccer.
Mhm.
like yeah, Bradley Wright Phillips, Question, Benny Failhaber.
Wait,
I forget.
Question again?
Yep.
He's coming
He
back?
was the first one.
He was
Okay.
the first announcement. They're like, it did something of like Question, and he's bringing some friends,
Okay.
and it's an impressive, retirement league lineup.
We're gonna have to play him
Bradley
again
Wright
in like
Phillips
the
would
second or third round.
legitimately. Bradley Wright Phillips playing against us would legitimately scare me. The man's 40, but I would be that sounds terrifying.
Well, honestly, I think like those names all playing.
God.
Like might
Yeah,
get
I'm
bigger-
looking at this. Holy crap! You get AJ De La Garza coming back too, who we played last year. You get MLS veteran like Dax McCarty, old timer, like Matt Hedges, Ozzy Alonso, Victor Ulloa, Justin Merrim from Iraq national team, Mikey Ambrose. Man, it is going to be interesting. We'll see. We'll see how
Why
much
don't they
they
just
can
call
run.
this? Why don't they just call this the soccer tournament warm up? Because that's what it sounds like. That they're getting ready for TST.
Yeah.
I definitely would be excited to see those names play in Omaha or us play in Des Moines at that because those would be fun team to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be real fun.
It's going to be interesting. I'll say that.
All right. Yeah. I really don't have a whole lot of info on Flatiron. As far as I know, I don't think anybody's going out for that one. It's a Thursday. It's kind of a
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I mean, it's also just weird. I mean, speaking of getting all the former, MLS players on Des Moines, like you don't know really what a USL2 team's going to look like in March.
Yeah.
Right.
The off
Because
season.
it's their off season. They're generally filled with college players in the summer. So
Well,
you
it's
never
also
know.
how old the program is. Because that's one of the things where Des Moines has a benefit is they're an older program.
Mhm.
You know, if they have the guys they can call on who's had a pro career or played college, graduated, and can still have their boots, like who they can call in from that they maintain a good enough relationship with.
Yeah,
And a lot,
that and that and the division that they're in, it's kind of a far-flung one, given how sparse it is for the mountains and at least the Western United States for USL2 sides.
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for the game. Open Cup is a really great tournament, and I love anytime we get a chance to go deep in it. It's our only avenue to the CONCACAF Champions League, so let's win it all
For now. Mm-hmm.
for now. All right. Anything you guys want to bring up here? Nope.
Okay, actually, my one thought is if we continue this run of form, it's going to be a long time until a home opener. So let's not do that.
Yeah. Let's definitely avoid this forward for the rest of the season. We got it out of the way.
Let's go undefeated. Let's go.
Okay. One last question for you guys. Who gives a hoot? We do.
We do.